If you have been an avid lover of the 5-minute call, you will know that this topic isn't particularly new, but I am diving into it with a lot more detail. Previously, there was an episode, or rather in season 1, we've spoken about how to get into the industry, and I'd made mention of getting the right agent, how to get the right one. But also in this episode, I want to highlight how to spot the good cop versus the bad cop. How do you get the right representation? Let's dive in first and foremost with what on earth is this thing called an agent that people are always telling me about?
I feel like I haven't been here in a long time.
Oh no, so happy to have you here.
Did you miss me?
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.
Now, when you guys slide into my DMs, or when you hit me up, or you see me on the street and you ask me how to get into the industry, I'm always speaking about an agent because they play the middleman. So you get the production house, you get perhaps the writer, the producer, the director that has the script, that has the show, that has this film, that has this commercial or body of work. Maybe they even have a campaign and they want to get the right faces. They're looking for you, the talent. Now, they're not exactly going to go out into the world and just maybe post on their social media saying, hey, we're looking for these people, unless it is an open call and they're just going to anyone and saying, hey, if you fit this stereotype, if you fit this character, if you fit this brief, come right through, shoot your shot, audition, and maybe, just maybe, you'll get the job. But more often than not, they reach out to the agent. Now, the agency, the space where they have a host of talents. Perhaps they represent 300 talents, 200 talents, 10 talents, various agencies, various protocols, various structures. And in those spaces, then, they represent the various talents, and they make sure that from the director, producer, production house, there is the opportunity. Here is the agent, you are the talent, and they are the middleman that ensure that you get the opportunity to audition to get this job. So I hope that sums it up a little bit clearer, just a little bit of context, but there are previous episodes where you get a lot more information about all of those nitty-gritty aspects. But how do you ensure that you get the right agent, and how do you run in the opposite direction of those that are predators or people that are trying to exploit great talents like you?
No,
But
man.
let me hear the
You don't
question,
have
man.
the answers.
I'm asking you for the answer. It's a question.
The very first thing that I say, and I repeat this in many episodes, do your research. It's not good enough to see an opportunity and fall in love with the possibilities around it and go, oh my gosh, I get to be famous. This is my breakthrough moment. And you don't do your research. Sometimes you're going right into the lion's den. So please, before you even accept any opportunities, any advances, any replies to any DMs, do your research. Ask questions, ask for referrals, ask for references, ask the right people. Ask just about anyone if you have to, so that you ensure that you protect yourself. I also have to highlight 2 super important things. Number 1, if they ask you for money up front, and they maybe provide this opportunity via Facebook, via TikTok, via Instagram, via WhatsApp, however they wish to do it, it's probably a fake. They're probably a fly-by-night agency or someone that is trying to exploit you. Please do not go right up front and send people money unless they do clearly stipulate that it's for headshots, and the headshots are the pictures that will be used to upload to the agency or sent to various casting directors. But if they're not clear about the reasons that you are paying them upfront, and I say upfront because yes, you have to pay your agent commission. You pay them on a monthly basis, or you pay them per opportunity. But if batla chalete from the onset, run ngwaneso, run in the opposite direction. And secondly, if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. We've been blessed with something called intuition. And if someone is offering to maybe take you out or to meet up with you in an intimate space or environment, for them to get to inform you more, or for an induction or an explanation or an offering of what this agency is,
Side eye.
it definitely isn't the right space for you. Any agent in a professional space, in a professional manner, will not try to get to know you in an overly familiar way. So please, if someone reaches out to you on Facebook, on any platform and they say that, no, that soapy is looking for new actors, upcoming actors, emerging actors, or that show needs presenters, please come through to this address, please come through to this space, please can I give you a call, can I FaceTime you, can we talk, can we grab a coffee? Remember this face. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, there are also the great agents that exist. I also say this a lot, and it's also through the blessing of the agents that I have, that they say, Candace, we work for you, you don't work for us. And what that means is that it's a mutually beneficial relationship. People think that when you get an agent, you sit back and the doors will suddenly open. Or when you get an agent, that they are essentially in charge of your career. They're active participants within your career. They're leading you to the right opportunities that will ensure that your career progresses. And they are essentially a catalyst for that. But you, equally as an artist, need to have open communication with them. So you sit down with your agent and you say, hey, or you sit down with a potential prospective agent, you say, this is what I want. So you have your vision in mind, you have your dream in mind, and you can lay out a plan for yourself. You say, well, I want to be active in the theater space. I want to be a television presenter. I want to act on such and such a telenovela. So they can align you with the right opportunities, because it's not good enough to sit back and go, okay, it's gonna happen. But they don't know where your interests lie, where your passion lies, or what you're drawn to. So please ensure that you communicate, but also that you hold your agent accountable. In the same manner of sitting back and going, oh, these opportunities will come, these things will fall into my lap, and then you just kind of sit and you're upset with your agent because you feel like you're left behind or they're not paying much attention to you. With the conversations that I've had with my agent, they go, well, when last did we grab a coffee? Well, when last did you sit and tell me what you want? And I've been with my agent for 10 years. So they go, well, Candace, you haven't communicated with us in this period of time. And you may have evolved and said that you wanted to work more in this space and these opportunities are more aligned with your heart and where you're called to be. So communicate that with us. So I really feel like from the onset that open communication is an absolute must, with having a right agent and also cementing your relationship with them to ensure that you get the best out of your career, but they're also able to represent your potential the best way that they can. They can't thumbsuck these things, they can't dream about it, they can't manifest these things. It's all through the guidance of your communication. In a previous episode, I mentioned managing your expectations. So you can't get into an agency and expect to blow overnight. It's not gonna happen. And the reality is, agents have relationships with other actors and other performers within the agency that were long established before yours. So don't think that you're already going to shoot up to the top of the food chain and go, okay, they're gonna send you for this, they're gonna send you for that, you're gonna get this job, you're gonna get this opportunity. It doesn't necessarily work like that. You have to keep working, you have to keep showing up, and you also have to go to the auditions. When they send you the brief and you go, oh no, that's too small for me, or oh no, I'm not willing to do that. You never know what doors can open just by showing up to that audition. And when they represent you and you represent yourself, you also become a representation of them. So if you're not showing up to your auditions, you're showing up underprepared or not prepared at all, you're showing up late and all of these things, it's a terrible reflection on them and also a poor reflection on you. So manage your expectations, manage your relationships, because it is through that with the continuous work and the continuous diligence that you will see yourself getting the opportunities that you've always dreamt of and so much more.
Take any job you can get and don't make on the floor.
Well, that brings us to the end of a little sneak peek into the world of how to get the right agent. Who's the bad cop? Who's a good cop? We all need a little bit of guidance. I certainly didn't get you on my own, and I have to say, you won't either. But from me, Tumelo Candace Mudisele, it has been a blessed, beautiful one. And as usual, you ought to consider yourself just as blessed.